My family spent years treating me like the second-choice child, until one meeting changed everything. My older brother Ryan had a way of making every family event feel like a competition I never agreed to join. And somehow I always lost before it even started because in my father's eyes Ryan was everything a firstborn son should be: confident, loud, charismatic, the kind of guy who could walk into a room and instantly make people like him, while I was quieter, more analytical, and apparently too soft to ever lead the family business. Which was funny considering I'd spent the last 12 years practically running half of it behind the scenes while Ryan played golf with clients and posted motivational quotes online pretending he built the company himself. And honestly, I stopped caring about recognition years ago because no matter how much work I did, my father always introduced Ryan as the future of the company while referring to me like some dependable assistant instead of his son. And by the time we were both in our 30s, the dynamic became almost embarrassing because employees secretly came to me whenever there was a real problem but publicly praised Ryan because everyone knew who got the credit in our family. And the worst part was Ryan absolutely loved rubbing it in, especially during family gatherings where he'd joke that I was the backup son dad kept around in case the favorite ever got tired, and people laughed because nobody thought it bothered me anymore. But hearing your own brother reduce your existence to a spare tire eventually leaves scars whether you admit it or not, and everything finally exploded during our company's 40th anniversary banquet because hundreds of employees, investors, and business partners packed into this luxury hotel ballroom expecting my father to announce Ryan as the official successor to the company. And honestly, even I expected it because for years Dad openly talked like it was already decided. Meanwhile I handled operations, negotiated supplier contracts, fixed legal disasters, and basically kept the entire business from collapsing every quarter while Ryan focused on looking important in meetings. But that night something felt different from the second I walked into the ballroom because my father barely spoke to Ryan at all while spending most of the evening quietly observing people. And halfway through dinner Ryan got drunk enough to become arrogant, which was always dangerous because alcohol turned his casual disrespect into public humiliation. So naturally he stood up during his speech and started joking about how stressful it must be for Dad choosing which son would eventually take over the company before laughing into the microphone and saying, "Good thing he never seriously considered Ethan," while the room erupted into uncomfortable laughter. And then he looked directly at me and added, "Every king needs a backup prince, right?" And I could literally feel people glancing at me waiting to see if I'd react. But honestly I just felt tired because moments like that stopped surprising me years ago. Except this time my father didn't laugh. Instead he slowly stood up from his seat and for the first time in my entire life I saw genuine disappointment on his face directed at Ryan instead of me. And suddenly the whole ballroom went silent as my father took the microphone from his hands and said, "You know, Ryan, for years I thought leadership was about confidence, charm, and being the loudest person in the room," and Ryan smiled like he was about to receive praise. But then Dad continued, "Turns out leadership is about the person quietly solving problems while everyone else chases attention." And I swear the atmosphere changed instantly because employees started looking at each other while Ryan's expression slowly collapsed. And then came the moment nobody saw coming, because my father reached into his suit jacket, pulled out a folder, and announced that effective immediately he was